we hope that we can show today new way of thinking. For us, this is this revolutionary approach of tooling first, meaning that instead of building a software system for you, we have built a tool for you to build a software system. This makes the system affordable, achievable, and flexible, and suits to all different demands. But it also needs to have some new way of thinking from you, dear customers, that you have to start to build. You have to start to think your assets or your installed base as very valuable or even most valuable asset of your company. Honestly speaking, it's very underdeveloped how much revenue, profit, and customer relations OEMs are building with their installed base, meaning the machines that they have delivered over the years. This is why we have made our tool thinking specifically for industrial machine builders. So our starting point has been that we have a installed base which is very large, distributed around the globe, and that requires configurable system that all the informations, logical structures, templates, fields, workflows, all these kind of things are something that you can change depending on what kind of aftermarket business you are running. The same philosophy and same approach comes when you are running your after sales operations. So all the tasks, work orders, sales opportunities, same thing, all the descriptions, all the data fields, all the workflows, freely configurable, as Anssi will show you in just a couple of minutes. When we are combining all the information of the different assets and tasks, used resources, we are then able to give invoicing material to existing invoicing systems or ERPs, meaning that this is a background system that helps you to operate your aftermarket, and after that, generate invoicing material using, of course, your existing invoicing tool. On top of all this, we are also showing you how you can utilize the data that your machine produces. So we have very extensive IoT toolkit, meaning that we can continue to surveil the installed base, we can collect data, we can visualize data, we can utilize this data when it comes, for example, troubleshooting. And of course, out of this data, we can automatically generate work orders, service requests, sales opportunities, if the collected data tells us so. And all this, like said, we will show against a real customer case. Customer is called Finjet. It's a water cutting machine manufacturer in Finland, so one of our local customers. They are making a lot of after-sales operations, traditional service and spare part business, of course, but on top of that, very big part of their revenue is coming from consumable sales, in their case, abrasive, which is sand. This is sand that you use in the water cutting operation as a additional weight so that it can cut, for example, metal or similar. And on top of that, they have now introduced a new business model of leasing the machines. So instead of investing €500,000 plus to such a machine, you can have it with minimal amount to your factory, and you pay per month and you pay per cut. Very interesting new business model. And one of the reasons why this is a very good case for us to show today is that they are also using their own machines in their own production, which allows us, thanks to the customer, show you how we can collect the data from the real operations. So all the data that we are going to use in this demo is actually real and real-time data from the production of Finjet's own factory. Good. I will now hand over this webinar to my colleague Anssi, and he will start showing you what did I mean when I said tooling first. Anssi, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ossi. Good morning on my behalf as well. I'm working as a product owner for After.io, and as also said, I will show you what tooling means for us. So this is the After.io, and we are right now under the tooling section, and what you are seeing here, I will go them through step by step. So under the assets, you are able to define different kind of registers and the different levels for the registers. And what is the register? You can basically think that it's a folder structure for your assets. And you can have multiple registers, and you can have a multiple hierarchies under the registers as well. So logical placeholder for your assets that suits your different needs. After that, we have a workflows, and the workflow is collection of statuses. You can have an unlimited number of workflows and unlimited number of statuses under the workflows. And these workflows you can use in different purposes. Assets, for example, will have a different workflow compared to task or work orders, for example. And then you can have a different workflows even under the different types of work orders. So workflows are the collection of statuses. Then we have fields. Field is logical placeholder for the data itself. You can create unlimited number of fields, different field types as well, drop downs, text, number, date fields. And finally, we have templates, and the templates are the collection of fields for different purposes. You might have a different types of machines, for example, and they might need different collection of fields, different collection of data. And you can create as many of these as you need. Same goes to work orders. We have workflows, fields, and templates under the work orders as well. But we have types here. You can have different types for work orders like scheduled maintenance, ad hoc maintenance, automatic messages, or even sales leads. Users, you can create multiple level of user rulings. And for example, your customers can only see their own data. You can do that, or within the one customer, you can have multiple roles. Some people are only able to see some part of the data and like that. So quite extensive user management that utilizes the data you have created. So you can create the fields to After.io and utilize those fields into permission management as well. Then we have views. Views will show you data for specific purposes. So you want to see, for example, only certain type of work orders, certain type of assets, devices, for example, machines, and then you can define what data you will see in that specific view. I will show that more in detail soon. And finally, we have system settings. We are able to read data from external sources, and we are utilizing API keys to make the connection secure. Okay, so let's start building one asset. I will create one machine, but before we are doing that, I will create a folder structure and the templates and fields to be able to create that. As you can see, we already have a register here. actually 2 registers. I will go to one of those and add one more hierarchy level. So I would like to have this newly soon to be created machine to live under a new level called machine 2. And now we have 4 levels on this specific register. And then we will jump to workflows. I will create new workflow. Let's add 2 statuses for it, active, inactive. So this is for the asset status, and if it's active, it's green. If it's inactive, it's red. And then finally we can keep transitions, and transitions are they are used to define from which status you can move to different statuses. So if I have more than 2 here, I can tell that, okay, from open, you can go only to in progress, for example, but you cannot go to done. So you are defining it here. As said, you can have a multiple workflows as well. Then let's create one more field. Let's call it extended name. Now I have created the field, and as you can see, we have already created multiple different fields, but for the webinar purposes, I made one more. And finally, let's create the template. We can tell that this template is used in this specific register, and in this level I just created. You can attach this to multiple levels if you want to. And then I will use this workflow I just made. And now what we can do here, we can start adding fields to this template. So I have a name for the asset, extended name. I can add basically all the fields I have already created, or if I'm missing some field here, I can create more fields if needed. Then you can also add different sections to make the data more structurized. So let's make one more section and call it software. And add a software version and when it's last updated. This is very simple example of how you create templates. And now I have done the template. So now we can go to this new level called machine 2 and start creating a machine itself. I picked the level I did. We can point it out, give a parent for it, point it to Tampere. This machine locates in Tampere. And this is the template I just made. Let's give it a name. And some example data. Software version when it's last updated. Let's put it last Monday. You can also give a location for this asset, and you can give a files. You can have a notes for it. And now let's create it. And now we have an asset here. And as you can see, the name is not visible here. And you can utilize views to modify the data you are seeing on the views. Let's add the name, software version, and when it's last updated. like this, and I can go back to that view, and now you can see that I just created NumPy machine, and I edited also the fields you can see in this list view. So what I just went through, I worked with the tooling, I created register fields, templates, and workflows, and finally I created the one machine.